Beneath the quiet currents, the powerful silhouette of an orca begins to awaken its hunting instincts. Their wave-making technique gradually takes effect, breaking through natural defenses. Repeated waves of pressure disrupt the target's rhythm, steadily narrowing its escape routes. With such sophisticated tactics, do orcas deserve to be called the ocean's master strategists? If the ocean had a symbol of primal instinct, sharks would be impossible to overlook. Among them, the great white shark stands out with a length exceeding 20 feet and sudden bursts of acceleration. Hundreds of triangular teeth and a bite force estimated around 4,000 pounds per square inch make this species a presence that commands caution in deep waters. However, that position is not always absolute when orcas appear. As one of the most intelligent marine mammals, orcas do not rely on individual strength alone. They operate as a group, quickly reading movement patterns and approaching from below where visibility is limited. Once the distance closes, the pod shifts from observation to controlling the direction of movement. At the decisive moment, one individual moves along the edge to draw attention, while others approach from concealed angles. A precise maneuver can place the opponent into a natural state of immobility. From there, orcas access energy-rich resources to sustain their strength for future hunts. In the waters of New Zealand, the seven-gill shark, measuring around 9 feet, becomes another example of orca strategy. A powerful jaw may create caution, but it is not enough to overcome intelligence and coordinated teamwork. In the ocean, true dominance belongs to those who turn strategy into the power of survival. Antarctic ice supports 6 species of seals, which often use floating ice as shelter. Yet in this harsh ecosystem, they become important targets for certain pods of polar orcas. This relationship sets the stage for a tense encounter, where solitary survival instincts meet coordinated group strategy. When a target is detected, the orca pod deploys a wave-making technique from a distance of about 30 feet. They align in parallel formation, swim in sync, and accelerate toward the ice. After a brief surface check, they strike the water with their tails in unison, sending successive surges across the ice. Each wave causes the ice to shift, develop small fractures, and gradually reduce the seal's safe space. Some encounters unfold quickly, while others can last up to 2 hours as orcas continuously adjust their approach. Under sustained pressure, the target gradually loses its advantage, while the pod uses formation and precise movement to control the situation. Hunting seals is not only about feeding, but also an early lesson passed from mothers to their young. These complex techniques are refined over many years to support the survival of the entire family group. With optimized coordination, a pod typically needs around 7 waves to achieve success. Although they share the same biological family, Delphinidae, orcas maintain a clear advantage over their agile dolphin relatives. Across temperate seas, dolphins are known for bursts of speed around 25 miles per hour, like true athletes of the open ocean. Yet that advantage is quickly challenged by a more refined, strategic mind. Guided by knowledge passed down through generations, orcas rarely act alone. They use physical strength and formation to track their target for nearly 2 miles along the continental shelf. Key individuals may launch above the surface, reaching about 20 feet, both to observe and to create pressure waves that disrupt the opponent's direction. From that moment, every movement path becomes restricted, like calculated steps across an ocean-wide board. When a dolphin separates from the group and begins to lose endurance, the orca pod closes in with controlled and precise movements. Nature continues to operate under its own rules, where every life is shaped by a quiet but firm balance. The blue whale is the largest animal ever known to exist on Earth. Reaching nearly 98 feet in length and weighing around 400,000 pounds, it moves through the ocean like a living mountain. Its primary food source is tiny krill, filtered through baleen plates with remarkable efficiency. In the open waters, that immense size was once an advantage rarely challenged. In the Bremer Sea of the Southern Ocean, orcas refine their coordination before a high-level encounter. Their communication, almost like a distinct language, allows them to send signals and maintain discipline. From there, a carefully planned surrounding strategy is executed with precision. When a blue whale is located, the entire pod forms a calculated encirclement. They coordinate smoothly to guide the target into less favorable waters, while creating pressure around the tail to reduce its endurance. The encounter intensifies as dozens of individuals rotate positions, maintaining steady and continuous pressure. Facing a structured formation, the blue whale attempts to maneuver using its strength, but finds itself at a disadvantage. With limited agility in confined space, the giant gradually loses its edge against disciplined coordination. In the deep ocean, orcas demonstrate that dominance does not come from size alone, but from the ability to overcome even the most massive opponents through strategy. Orcas are not only known for pursuing massive prey, but also for their remarkably diverse range of strategies. Stingrays live close to the seafloor, often burying themselves in fine sand while waiting for the right moment. Their tail, equipped with a venomous spine, reaching about 7 feet in length, serves as a warning to many predators. However, during mating season, stingrays may leap out of the water in an effort to attract a mate and create a strong visual display. Even then, they remain within the focus of orcas, one of the ocean's most powerful forces. Against such prey, orcas do not act impulsively, but rely on near-perfect precision. A strong tail motion can disorient the target or place it at a disadvantage. Once the defensive tail is neutralized, its primary protection is largely reduced. The success of orcas also lies in their flexible diet. Salmon make up a significant portion, while seabirds can become opportunities during long journeys. By using wave energy and careful timing, orcas create water-based traps, lifting salmon into the air before retrieving them quickly. At the surface, sudden movements also allow them to approach groups of seabirds moving across the water. Sea turtles possess hard shells that function like protective armor, yet orcas know how to turn curiosity into an advantage. This demonstrates that evolution is not only about physical strength, but also about adaptive thinking. Their behavior confirms that the highest level of survival comes from the ability to diversify actions in response to changing environments. In the wild, sea lions are agile athletes of the ocean. They react quickly, maneuver smoothly, and maintain constant awareness. For that reason, they are not easy targets, requiring orca pods to rely on experience and coordination. In the waters of Argentina, orcas demonstrate precise understanding of tidal patterns. They wait for rising water when the distance between deep ocean and shoreline becomes shortest. At the right moment, a body weighing nearly 10,000 pounds surges forward with the incoming water, sliding across pebbled ground through momentum. A slide of about 15 feet is enough to reach a target near the water's edge, before using the receding tide to return to the ocean. However, stranding is always a high-risk survival gamble. A single mistimed wave could leave an orca stranded on shore. For this reason, the behavior reflects not only strength, but also memory, experience, and rare precision in calculation. Intelligence and group coordination allow orcas to close the gap against baleen whales. Whether gray whales or humpbacks, they can become targets. Each encounter provides energy while also revealing the strategic capability of orcas. When a mother and calf are detected, a pod of 10 to 20 orcas splits into two directions. One group creates distraction, drawing the mother's attention, while the other blocks the calf's path. From there, the protective formation is loosened, making it harder for the calf to maneuver. Members take turns using their weight, measured in thousands of pounds, to apply pressure along the back and limit surfacing rhythm. With humpback whales, the challenge increases due to pectoral fins reaching about 15 feet and powerful defensive movements. For this reason, orcas approach from less visible angles, reducing reaction time before gradually breaking the defense. After hours of sustained pressure, the calf begins to lose endurance and struggle to maintain its position. The orca pod concludes the encounter by accessing energy-rich resources to support the group. That outcome further reinforces the orca's position among the ocean's most capable predators. A lion drives into the hunt with intense pressure and commanding presence. Each surge pushes its target into moments of rising survival tension. When the timing aligns, it closes the distance with overwhelming control. Even competing predators struggle to hold their ground against such decisive advances. What allows a lion's hunting encounters to so often end with a clear display of dominance? In the realm of big cats, the leopard does not possess the most imposing build, yet it stands as one of the most complete survival specialists. It achieves remarkable feats by dragging prey twice its body weight up into branches dozens of feet high, a strategy that protects its hard-earned meal from ground-level scavengers. However, this solitary life comes at the cost of constant vigilance. When the leopard is focused on a hunt, its awareness can briefly narrow. This is when the lion uses the wind to its advantage, closing in silently before launching a sudden burst. If the leopard cannot reach higher ground within those critical 5 seconds, it faces overwhelming pressure. The presence of the grassland's dominant predator is always near, ready to turn the hunter into the one being pursued. Even in the trees, safety is never absolute. Young, agile lionesses may climb upward, pushing the leopard toward thinner outer branches. When escape options fade, a risky leap back to the ground can become the only path to survival. Leopards rarely choose direct confrontation unless forced into a one-on-one situation. Despite their boldness, they rely on swift retreat as their most effective advantage. In the end, lions are willing to surround and drive off competing predators. This is how dominance shapes the harsh order of the wild. In the wild, hyenas are known for their unpredictable, opportunistic behavior. Weighing around 140 pounds, they often move in groups to contest the structured order maintained by lions. This is a long-standing rivalry, deeply embedded in the survival instincts of both species. To assert dominance, lions frequently move in with intention, sending a clear message of control. When alone, a lioness tends to remain cautious against the numerical advantage of her opponents. However, when the pride is present, they quickly form a coordinated front, applying pressure and isolating individual hyenas to reduce resistance. Such encounters often occur when lions are defending their cubs or a recently secured food source. This opportunistic lifestyle allows hyenas to feed in the short term, but it prevents them from ever fully controlling the grasslands. The dynamic shifts entirely when a male lion appears, the most formidable presence for hyenas. Weighing nearly 3 times as much, he moves directly into the formation, forcing slower individuals to retreat. Within seconds, raw strength disrupts the disorganized group. The hyenas signal distress and quickly withdraw from the contested ground. This confrontation serves as a natural mechanism that helps maintain balance within the African ecosystem. Pressure from the lions regulates the growth of spotted hyena populations, preserving the rhythm of the food chain. It reinforces a fundamental truth. Respect belongs only to those capable of defending their boundaries. In the wild animal kingdom, the cheetah stands as a symbol of speed, capable of accelerating to nearly 70 miles per hour within seconds. Although it lacks the muscular strength of a lion, it possesses a defining advantage: explosive sprinting speed. Rather than engaging directly, the cheetah relies on its signature ability to escape danger. However, peak speed always comes at a cost. After each chase, the cheetah reaches a state of complete exhaustion, often requiring at least 30 minutes to recover its breathing. In those quiet moments, awareness drops significantly. Just a brief lapse can turn a skilled hunter into a target, especially when a territorial male lion is nearby. This reflects a deeper lesson from nature. At the height of success, vulnerability can increase when caution fades. In a world shaped by survival, the true advantage belongs not only to the fastest, but to those who understand their limits after every pursuit. Along the rivers of Africa, lions and crocodiles often meet at the boundary between land and water. At the murky edge, the crocodile is an ancient ambush specialist, creating constant pressure across the landscape. Any animal that loses focus can be controlled by jaws delivering around 3,700 pounds per square inch of force. However, this balance shifts as the dry season spreads across the grasslands. As the river recedes, crocodiles are forced onto land and immediately enter the range of the grassland's dominant predator. To defend their territory, lionesses coordinate a strong, unified push to drive the intruder away. They use multi-directional movement, powerful jaws, and sustained pressure to maintain control. Repeated, well-timed advances force the crocodile to constantly adjust. Once pushed away from the water's edge, its environmental advantage quickly diminishes. The encounter resolves with a clear outcome, favoring those that dominate the land. Afterward, the lions retain the food source and re-establish control of the space. When the rainy season returns, dry ground transforms into deep water once again. Lions must cross these rivers to continue their hunting paths. At that moment, the crocodile's ancient instincts re-emerge, waiting beneath the surface for the right opportunity. Yet the lion's natural agility and coordinated group movement help them navigate the danger. At the boundary between land and water, the strongest is the one who understands its own limits. Hippos are among the most formidable animals in Africa's river regions. With bodies weighing thousands of pounds, massive jaws, and long canine teeth, they possess enough power to make many predators keep their distance. Lions usually do not choose adult hippos as a preferred target. The risk is enormous, and even one small mistake can completely change the encounter. Yet during periods of food scarcity, survival pressure may force the entire pride to consider more dangerous options. The opportunity appears only when a hippo moves away from the water, where it no longer holds its familiar advantage. At that moment, lions rely on speed, coordination, and pressure from multiple directions to search for weakness in the hippo's movement. But even on land, an adult hippo remains a tremendous challenge, and not every approach leads to the outcome the pride expects. In the wild, distance from water can sometimes determine the entire balance of power. For the hippo, it marks the line between advantage and disadvantage. For lions, it is a test of determination, careful strategy, and the limits of the pride under the constant pressure of survival. African wild dogs are masters of strategy, with a hunting success rate reaching up to 80%. Through endurance running and coordinated formation, these 60-pound animals create constant pressure across the grasslands. Unlike the unpredictable approach of hyenas, wild dogs actively avoid the lion to preserve their strength. This forces lions to expend significant energy and patience if they want to close the distance. Knowing it cannot match long-distance speed, the lion relies on hours of concealment within dense cover. The most favorable moment often comes when the wild dogs are focused on sharing a catch and their formation begins to loosen. In that instant, a short but explosive burst turns stillness into sudden pressure. With a bite force of around 650 pounds per square inch, the lion quickly overpowers a slower individual at the edge, causing the formation to break apart. The encounter concludes with a clear outcome as the previous order is restored. Despite the risk and occasional loss of their catch, wild dogs rarely lose cohesion as they continue their path of survival. On the other side, the lion reclaims the prize and holds its dominant position. The controller of space once again reinforces its authority through strength and precise timing. During the Great Migration, about 1.3 million wildebeest cross the Serengeti-Mara ecosystem, creating one of nature's most enduring journeys. Although they rely on the strength of the herd, each individual is an exceptional athlete, capable of reaching speeds close to 50 miles per hour with extremely fast reflexes under pressure. When one animal falls out of step, a lion immediately tries to separate it from the herd. But the opportunity does not come easily. An adult wildebeest suddenly lowers its head, changes direction without warning, and uses a powerful shove to disrupt the lion's approach, forcing the predator to pause. Recognizing the resistance, the pride tightens its formation and drives the target toward the riverbank. Just as the wildebeest bursts forward, an experienced lion intercepts its path and successfully secures the opportunity. A lion's hunting success rate is often below 30% when hunting alone, and it increases mainly through coordinated pride tactics. This journey reinforces one rule: every mistake comes at the cost of an opportunity. In the end, steady patience remains the key to survival. In the wild, the eagle descends like an arrow from the open sky. Each descent is driven by vision, speed, and refined hunting instinct. A prey animal that hesitates for even a moment can lose its chance to escape. Even other predators remain cautious when the eagle commands the air. What makes the eagle one of the most formidable aerial hunters in the natural world? Eagles are apex birds of prey across many wild ecosystems. With more than 60 species worldwide, they inhabit high mountains, dense forests, and river regions. Sharp vision, powerful wings, and curved talons make them dominant aerial hunters. Each dive is not just about strength, but a precise combination of speed and calculation. In ecology, eagles also symbolize freedom, power, and natural balance. A fox is a small but highly cunning predator. An adult typically measures close to 2 feet in length, with sharp hearing, quick reflexes, and a habit of checking its surroundings before pausing. For many hunters, it is a difficult target to pin down by speed alone. For the eagle, this encounter demands strategy more than strength. The fox uses low brush, rock crevices, and small rises to break the line of sight from above. Instead of diving at first sight, the eagle maintains a wide circling pattern, staying within the air currents and waiting for the moment the fox leaves cover or becomes focused on movement below. When that opening appears, the descent comes in a clean line from the sky. A delay of even half a second allows the fox to slip into a crevice and move beyond reach. But if the approach angle is precise, the margin of safety disappears almost instantly. Across this rocky terrain, the eagle does not rely on speed alone. It uses patience, angle, and timing to turn a clever predator into the hunted. On sheer cliff faces, every step becomes a test of survival. Mountain goats are masters of rugged terrain, with split hooves that grip onto ledges only a few inches wide. Their sturdy bodies often weigh over 60 pounds, about 5 times the weight of an eagle, making full-grown individuals nearly untouchable. But for the eagle, the cliff is not a barrier. It becomes a testing ground for one that knows how to turn height into an advantage. From the cold air currents above, the bird of prey silently studies every movement below. It does not rush the descent, instead waiting for a missed step, a slight imbalance, or a young goat straying too far from its mother. When the moment arrives, the wings fold, and the body drops along the slope like a living arrow. With a precise approach, the eagle does not need to lift its target, but uses momentum to disrupt the footing of the young goat. Once balance is lost, the cliff no longer offers safety, but becomes an ally to the hunter. The encounter concludes as the eagle takes full command of the wild space through remarkable precision. Each successful strike provides energy that can last for days, making up for many missed attempts. In the high mountains, victory does not belong to the heavier one, but to the one that understands even the smallest mistake of its prey. Across the dry grasslands and low thorn bushes of Africa, the brown snake eagle does not need display to create pressure. It often selects a quiet, high perch, observing the ground like a living map. For this species, every subtle track across the soil and every unusual stillness can signal an opportunity for survival. A venomous snake nearly 9 feet long is enough to turn any misstep into serious risk, as its neurotoxic venom can force a predator to pay a high price. But the brown snake eagle is built for this kind of encounter. To approach such dangerous prey, it relies on legs covered in thick scales, forming a natural layer of protection, along with a careful strategy of distance control. The eagle does not rush in. It tests reactions repeatedly, causing the snake to lose its advantage and struggle to maintain a defensive position. When the moment is right, the brown snake eagle delivers a decisive move. Its precision in controlling distance allows it to face danger while reducing risk. Over many hunts, a diet focused on snakes has shaped this eagle into a specialist of arid landscapes. Along rocky coastlines, some sea eagles take advantage of moments when sea snakes surface near the water or rest on warm rocks. The environment changes, but the principle remains the same. Read the movement before the opportunity disappears. This stands as clear evidence of the remarkable adaptability of eagles in the wild. In the South American rainforest, life does not unfold only on the ground, but across layers of towering trees. Weighing around 25 pounds, monkeys move like small shadows through the branches, using long arms, flexible tails, and quick reflexes to avoid danger. At that height, they have multiple escape routes, countless hiding spots, and the advantage of a group always ready to signal warnings. But above them, the harpy eagle reads movement in a different way. With vision about 5 times sharper than a human's, it does not chase chaos, but waits for a break in rhythm. When one individual becomes distracted and drifts from the group's alert pattern, its short, broad wings allow it to glide through tight gaps in the canopy. The descent is fast, controlled, and precise. Before any warning can spread, the harpy eagle takes control of the encounter with remarkable precision. But monkeys are not the only prey. With sloths, the hunt becomes slower, quieter, and almost completely silent. The harpy watches the slow-moving animal through layers of leaves, waiting for it to expose itself on an open branch. Even a small opening is enough for a single, accurate approach, followed by a return to the nest with a valuable source of food. Deep in the forest, the ruler of the sky is not just one that flies high, but one that can turn even the smallest opening into a chance for survival. A rabbit is a small but vital link in open grasslands. It feeds on young grass, moves constantly, and becomes a key food source for many predators. To survive, it relies on speeds of around 40 miles per hour, leaps close to 10 feet, and unpredictable changes in direction. From above, the eagle's amber eyes can detect a rabbit-sized target from several miles away. But seeing has never guaranteed success. Every low bush, small mound, and zigzag movement can disrupt the angle of descent. That is why the eagle must choose the right moment. When the opportunity opens, it folds its wings, drops in altitude, and dives along a short, direct path. The rabbit launches off the ground, shifting direction repeatedly, trying to hold on to its final margin of safety. Within seconds, reflexes and instinct converge on a single decisive point. With a success rate of under 30% when hunting rabbits, the eagle does not always prevail. This shows that the rabbit is far from defenseless. Across the grasslands, each encounter helps maintain the balance between predator and prey. In Africa, the martial eagle stands as a symbol of power from the sky. With a wingspan exceeding 8 feet and a weight close to 14 pounds, it possesses not only impressive strength, but also exceptional precision in observation. Across the open land, every current of wind and every small movement can become a signal for survival. Here, a herd of Thomson's gazelles moves constantly to maintain a safe distance. An adult can sprint at around 55 miles per hour, making any hunt a high-risk challenge. But within the formation, a young gazelle with an unsteady step falls slightly out of rhythm, and that fragile moment creates an opportunity. In a flash, the eagle folds its wings and dives at a sharp angle, cutting cleanly through the air. There is no official measure of force, but the pressure from the approach is enough to disrupt the young animal's stride. Yet the savanna always carries unpredictable variables. The mother rushes in to shield her offspring, trying to draw attention away, but the decisive moment has already passed. The eagle has chosen the exact angle of approach, the right target, and the perfect moment of disruption within the herd. As the grass still trembles, it lifts off with its result. On the savanna, intelligence lies in turning a fleeting second into victory. Dust rises as the honey badger suddenly charges forward. It does not have a massive body, yet it carries the fearless confidence of a relentless survivor. Facing resistant prey, it lowers its body and shifts direction again and again. Even when other predators move in close, it rarely loses control of the encounter. So what has made the honey badger one of the toughest animals in the wild? The African rock python is one of the largest snakes in the world. Large individuals can exceed 20 feet, with muscular bodies and constricting power that make many animals keep their distance. It hunts by staying hidden, sensing vibrations, and moving in when a target enters the danger zone. Without venom, the python uses curved teeth, powerful coils, and mechanical pressure to control its prey. For the honey badger, this is not just a large prey animal, but an opponent that can reverse the entire situation. After following a scent trail around the bushes, the honey badger detects the python and immediately moves in. But with just one opening, the python's coils lock around its small body. At that moment, its thick, tough, and loose skin becomes a survival advantage under intense pressure. When a jackal appears and distracts the python, the honey badger uses the opening, twists nearly 180 degrees inside its own skin, and escapes the hold. Within moments, the tightening trap is broken from the inside. In nature, strength does not always belong to the larger animal. Sometimes, the instinct to adapt is what decides the chance to survive. When prey becomes scarce, ostrich eggs become a rich source of energy that most predators cannot fully access. Each egg weighs nearly 3 pounds and has one of the thickest, toughest shells in nature. Breaking it through strength alone is nearly impossible. So many predators eventually give up. But for the honey badger, it remains a valuable reward worth pursuing. Instead of wasting energy, the honey badger rolls the smooth egg away from the nest toward rocks and hard tree roots. Every impact is a calculated attempt to create a small crack in the shell. Persistence becomes the key to unlocking this valuable source of nutrition, proving that intelligence, observation, and relentless determination can sometimes turn the impossible into a meal. Across the savanna, the spotted hyena is an opportunistic predator known for remarkable endurance and a complex social structure. It coordinates through calls, scent signals, and movement, turning each individual into part of a system built to apply pressure. With a bite force of around 1,100 pounds per square inch, the hyena is powerful enough to make many large animals stay cautious. But can a solitary animal disrupt that advantage? When 3 hyenas spot a honey badger crossing open ground, they immediately begin closing the distance. One approaches head-on, while the other 2 spread to the sides, attempting to cut off every escape route for the smaller animal. But the honey badger does not freeze. It spins constantly, gives sharp warning signals, then suddenly charges toward the closest attacker. The tension rises quickly. Each time a hyena moves closer, the honey badger changes angle and pressures the encounter at close range, forcing its opponents to pull back and keep a safer distance. That relentless aggression disrupts a hunting strategy built on numbers and psychological pressure. In the end, the circle breaks apart. The savanna is filled with uneven confrontations, where the honey badger turns physical limitations into survival advantages. When facing an African elephant weighing nearly 13,000 pounds, it cannot compete through raw strength. Instead, the small animal constantly moves around the legs, creating pressure and forcing the giant to watch every step carefully. When confronting a South African oryx with horns reaching 47 inches, the honey badger still refuses to back away. Even after being thrown aside, its low, agile body and thick, loose skin allow it to regain balance almost immediately. It quickly turns back into a defensive stance, as if it had never been overpowered at all. The confrontation does not need to end in violence. The honey badger does not prevail through strength, but by making larger opponents realize that continuing the encounter is simply not worth the cost. In the wild, snakes are predators built for lightning-fast strikes. Their limbless bodies, ability to sense vibrations, and rapid reflexes allow them to move in almost complete silence. Many species also carry powerful venom capable of disrupting the nervous system within moments. Some spitting cobras can spray venom nearly 6.5 feet, turning safe distance into a fragile illusion. Yet the honey badger has developed a way to face this danger. Under the scorching heat of the Kalahari, it tracks prey across thorny brush and burning sand. Its most common rivals are puff adders and spitting cobras, species many animals avoid entirely. The honey badger lowers its body, changes direction repeatedly, then moves toward the head to gain control of the encounter. In other situations, a defensive strike may leave it inactive for nearly 2 hours. What makes this remarkable is a nicotinic acetylcholine receptor that has evolved to reduce the venom's effect on the nervous system. After recovering, the honey badger rises again and continues hunting with astonishing persistence. The savanna leaves no room for reckless courage. The honey badger's resilience is not a miracle, but an adaptation shaped through countless moments of survival. Very few animals remain still when an adult male lion moves in close. Across the African grasslands, the king of the savanna carries the power of an apex predator, making the entire landscape feel tense. Weighing around 420 pounds, each step is enough to force smaller animals to retreat. But the honey badger breaks that pattern. Instead of running, it turns and faces the threat directly. As the distance between them narrows to only a few feet, the atmosphere shifts into a tense psychological standoff. The lion senses its dominance being challenged. It moves forward little by little, turning the encounter into a prolonged pursuit between a powerful predator and a much smaller animal that refuses to back down. The honey badger does not react with loud aggression. It pivots constantly, raises its fur, and releases a strong defensive scent, making every close approach uncomfortable for the lion. As the confrontation drags on, the larger predator slowly loses its advantage. After more than 1 hour of exhausting pursuit, The lion finally stops and walks away, leaving the smaller animal to continue on its path with an unshaken stare. In the wild, courage is not the absence of danger. It is the ability to stand firm even when danger is already standing face to face. The swamp is crocodile territory, where water and mud turn them into formidable ambush predators. In large individuals, bite force can reach around 3,700 pounds per square inch, but the honey badger does not seek confrontations with full-grown crocodiles. Instead, it targets a safer opportunity: young crocodiles under 3 feet long that occasionally wander away from the water's edge. From the edge of the brush, the honey badger keeps its distance, watching the direction of the reptile's head and every movement it makes. It does not rush into chaos. Instead, it waits for the moment when the young crocodile loses its advantage in positioning. When the opportunity appears, the honey badger bursts forward, moves in from the side, and uses its powerful jaws to gain control quickly. This hard-earned meal can provide enough energy for the honey badger to go many days without needing to hunt again. Across the dry savanna, a beehive is more than a rare source of sweetness. For the honey badger, it is an energy reserve that helps shape the rhythm of an entire day. It does not search for honey by chance. The scent of wax, hollow trees, old rock crevices, and familiar mounds are stored like a silent map in its memory. As evening approaches, the honey badger begins moving toward the hive. A large hive can hold more than 10 pounds of honey, enough to make the effort worthwhile. Using powerful claws, it opens a small entrance and quickly reaches the honeycomb. The bees surge out like an angry cloud, filling the dark space with dense buzzing and painful stings. But skin nearly 0.25 inches thick, along with coarse fur, allows the honey badger to keep moving steadily. Even while surrounded by the swarm, the honey badger calmly continues feeding on its protein-rich meal. In nature, the ability to endure discomfort is sometimes the key to claiming its most valuable rewards. As the ocean surface grows calm again, the orca's presence lingers in every ripple. The hunt is more than a coordinated approach. It is a display of skill in controlling the environment. In the demanding ocean, survival belongs to those that know how to turn challenges into advantages. If you want to follow more wildlife stories, you can like the video and subscribe to the channel. Nature still holds countless secrets waiting to be told through the rhythm of the ocean.